What is good, everybody? Richie here, and welcome back to the channel. Before we dive right into things, be sure to smash that like button. Also, go ahead and subscribe if you're somebody new, and click that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all my shenanigans here on the channel. And yeah, so before I dive into today's video, I kind of wanted to give a little announcement as to how I'm going to do things going forward. So from now on, I'm going to do a review overall of the show or the season of the show, whatever I'm talking about. And I'm gonna do my segments are called Should You Watch. So basically what I'm gonna do moving forward essentially is I'm going to talk for about 4 minutes as to why I think you should watch the show spoiler free. Then I will continue into the spoiler territory, which is kind of what I want to do moving forward, so that I can unwrap my mind and kind of get more personal with people onto the reasons why I loved whatever show I decided to watch so much. And if you know me, or if you've been watching my channel, or you know me personally, you know that I am not the biggest Demon Slayer fan in the world. When the show was first being talked about, I watched it and I was trying to wrap my mind around the fact, why is this show so critically acclaimed? Why is it that people are constantly talking about Demon Slayer? In my opinion, the first season is really not that great. I'll still stand on that. I'll stand on that hill to the day I die. The first season was not very good. It was just kind of like, I'll tell you for reasons why later in this video. But what ultimately made me become a Demon Slayer fan was the Mugen Train movie. It really opened up my mind to the fact that, okay, maybe there's something more to this. I'm not exactly sure. But the Demon Slayer movie, the Mugen Train movie, made me a fan. And going into season 2, I was skeptical because season 1 I wasn't the biggest fan of, but the movie won me over. So I thought to myself, for sure, season 2 will be fantastic. And generally, in my opinion, it was fantastic. It was very good. It was a little slow to start in my general opinion. It was, slow to start. I did not like Tengen at all when he first came onto the scene, and it's very it's like a very slow burn. And there's the main villain Daki I really like. I thought she was a good villain, and the entertainment district is makes it feel like the world is more alive and so on and so forth. So generally speaking, if you were a fan of the first season, the Mugen Train movie, and you've read manga or whatever, you will most likely like season 2 of Demon Slayer. And so now, at this point, I am now going to transition over to spoilers. So we are going to get in that topic in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have been warned. So yeah. Demon Slayer Season 2. When I first started watching it, I was very high off it and very much into the hype of the second season after watching the Mugen Train movie, and I was like, surely this is not the pinnacle. There has to be more to this. And they introduce Uzui Tengen. Immediately, I'm not a fan. He gives me really creepy vibes. He picks up that girl in the village and starts spanking her on the ass, and Tanjiro and Inosuke and Zenitsu are doing their usual stuff, and I just thought to myself, this is not a really good way to pick up season 2. It kind of fell flat for me. It seemed off, and I was just like, I don't know. It's like the story beats take a little bit of time to get into because I don't know, but in my generalized opinion, I feel as though the comedic relief of this show is not very good. But my saving grace every single time for the comedic relief has been Inosuke. I think the Japanese voice actor of Inosuke is an absolute genius, and I feel like that's something that they've done right, is introduce Inosuke and have him as a character. He's really great. I'm not a big fan of Zenitsu. I never have. I thought he was kind of like a whiny baby, but he later on in the season he does redeem himself, which I'm gonna get into. But so the main villain of season 2 is Daki. And Daki, I thought, was very cool. She's very ruthless. I don't think she's necessarily a mastermind, but she's ruthless. She terrorizes and destroys, and she'll kill anybody. It doesn't matter to her at all who stands in her way. And she's been working in the red light district and capturing prey and putting them inside a cave underground, and been wrapping them in her sash, her magical sash. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is getting pretty good. Tengen's 3 wives, or I think it was one of them went missing, and he's on the lookout for her. He's trying to find her, and things start to unravel. Inosuke, I believe, is the first one on the scene. Then Zenitsu shows up, and I think it was like episode 6 is where Tengen finally shows up. Finally shows up to save the day, and immediately he slices off Daki's head, and I'm thinking like, what the hell? What is going on? Why? That was stupid, you know? And I feel like everybody gets to have a moment in this Entertainment District arc. Tanjiro has a little bit of redemption, I feel, and so does his sister. They both get their shining moment, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, I'll give it to him. I thought it was pretty cool. I still thought it was like weird how they executed it, but it was good nonetheless. And then it cuts back to Daki is holding her own head. Tengen slices it off, and she's still throwing a fit. And that's where like it starts to really get to me, and I feel like the UFO table started to like capture me a little bit. So she's freaking out or whatever, and it's she's freaking out, and then all of a sudden she screams out, "Brother!" And a demon emerges from her back, and Tengen immedently this is where I was just like, oh, okay, finally we're getting to see something that he can do. Like, he's not a freaking a bubble brain. Like, there's nothing going on up there. He actually is onto something, and he goes to slice the demon emerging from Daki's back off, but he's too fast. He pulls Daki out, and it's just there's this shot where it zooms in on Tengen's eye, and you just hear this creepy music playing in the background, and you finally hear Gyutaro's voice, and it's just, man, it's giving me goosebumps kind of. Whoever they got to play the Japanese voice actor of Gyutaro is just, oh my god, so good. And it's just it gets me, it just gets me to this point in the road where I'm just like, oh wow, like they really stepped it up a little bit. It starts getting good, and the show just kind of, it's just sort of nonstop action after that. You get to see Tengen the Sound Hashira. You get to see all a good amount of his breathing techniques, and you get to see Zenitsu have a shining moment. Everybody kind of gets a glorified moment in this season, and it leaves you on a cliffhanger, you know, because we all know what happened to Rengoku, and we're just hoping that after he finally gets me, and I'm finally like, okay, I like Tengen, they put you on a cliffhanger, and you think to yourself, oh my god, he's done for. You know, it's all hope is lost. Gyutaro and Daki are just unstoppable. And then it's the final 2 episodes are just, you get to see this like come full circle of how Tanjiro tricks the demon into thinking he was doing something when in reality he was doing something else, and it trips up the demon, and it gives them just a small window of opportunity to make a comeback. And then simultaneously both demons get their heads cut off at the end, and it's just this massive crescendo of amazingness. And I'm only hoping that season 3 is going to be just as good, if not better. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and put a big number on it. I give Demon Slayer Season 2, the Entertainment District arc, a solid 4.5 out of 5. It was very good. I'm very excited to see where it continues to go from here. And yeah, I don't know. Tengen, man. Who had ever thought? I go from hating him to loving him. It's crazy. But anyways, guys, that's the video. Thank you again so much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.